Alright, your favorite idiots are back, and we are doing our UFC 314 breakdown. We're going to just cover the main card plus the main fight on the prelims. So we'll just jump right in with the prelim fight, which is Dan 50K Ige versus Sean Woodson. That should be quite an entertaining fight. Dan Ige, 18-9, quite an OG of the sport. Sean Woodson 13-1. He's only a year younger than Dan Ige, actually. I didn't even know that. That's pretty interesting.
I was actually quite surprised to find out that fucking Dan Ige is the favorite for this fight. I wouldn't have thought that considering each other's records, but Sean Woodson does have the most interesting pound-for-pound build out there. So maybe they've just nerfed him a little bit with that, but he has a huge height advantage as well. He is a huge featherweight though.
Yeah,
188. That is massive.
He is a big featherweight. Dan Ige, of course, he's the real deal. I mean, who was his last fight against?
He had he lost to
and Diego.
He's actually on a
Diego Lopes is when he came in like a couple hours.
He's on a 3-fight lose streak actually. Bryce Mitchell, Diego Lopes, and now.
Well, I remember that Lopes fight. He came in that was like an hour before something when Ortega pulled out.
Ortega pulled out.
I think that's an exciting fight. I mean, it's tough to go. I'm going to go against the betting line. I think Sean Woodson.
Woodson also, but also Dan Ige, dude. Imagine
he is a beast. He is a beast.
He could literally just floor like Sean Woodson very easily.
That is the thing. But I think probably Woodson by decision.
I will go with Sean Woodson.
I think that's probably
some money on that actually.
Yeah. Okay. Getting into our main card, the first fight in the light heavyweight division: Nikita Krylov versus Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes, the only oak to ever beat John Jones, arguably.
And what was his name? The oak who got...
Oh, Matt Hamill?
No, Matt Hamill beat GSP.
Well, I can't even remember the guy's name.
Oh, no. It was
Matt Hamill. It was.
Matt Serra and Matt Hughes beat...
No, it was Matt Hamill.
It was Matt Hamill, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
was Matt Hamill.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
But yeah, so Nikita Krylov, 33 years old, Reyes 35. Dom Reyes on a bit of a tough fight streak at the moment.
Scared.
I think he has one win in his last 5. I think he lost to Blahovic, he lost to Yuri, and then
this was all after the belt. He fell so much.
And then he got. I think he beat...
To be fair, I'm pretty sure he won recently. He beat Anthony Smith recently at the end of 2024.
It's not really a big win anymore.
But then he beat Dustin Jacoby. He's actually on a 2-fight win streak.
Oh, is he?
He was 2-0 in 2024. He did lose to like Ryan Spann. So like
Superman Spann. Yeah, no, I think Krylov's probably got the upper hand on this one. The betting line has Krylov as quite a favorite.
Nikita as a favorite.
He's quite a gnarly jiu-jitsu guy. Or he's got some good submissions in his game. I don't know how good Reyes' takedown defense is.
Actually, isn't it? It's actually pretty close. It's plus 150, minus 175. So it isn't that far apart.
So it is a pretty
could be a good fight.
It could be a good one. I think I'm going to pick Krylov by submission. You think Reyes, eh?
I will always back Dom Reyes.
Okay, well, I guess we'll see. I think he's a bit washed these days.
No.
But most of that light heavyweight division is pretty washed, bro. I mean, Lionheart Smith coming up soon. His retirement fight. Yeah, I know. But moving on. Moving into also the featherweight division. Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silver, whatever.
This one's gonna be flames.
Off the bat, think Bryce Mitchell's taking the win. I think
he's a heavy underdog.
Heavy. But have you seen Gene Silver versus was it Herbert, Toporia's son, where Herbert was taking him down and stuff, and Bryce is a good wrestler.
No, Bryce is a good wrestler, but dude, like Gene Silver and the rest of the fighting notes, they all look so good. Like, to be honest, they all look unbeatable. Obviously, when they get high up, but Bryce Mitchell, sure. Like the fact that if you look at it like Emmett now, you saw what Emmett did to Bryce Mitchell, and you look at Emmett, he just doesn't really often win actually. But it's so weird because I could see Bryce Mitchell getting it done, and it being a massive like fraud.
It's a big test for Gene Silver. I mean, this is his first like big test, I'd say, in the featherweight division. and Bryce Mitchell's fought against some top class Oaks. So I think for Silva to go in there thinking easy dubs is not really going to be the way it goes. But I mean,
it's going to be an entertaining fight because Gene Silva I found fucking entertaining so far. He's so entertaining. Yeah, also, it's going to be flames because they have a little bit of beef. Like Bryce Mitchell keeps calling him like Satan and stuff. Even though Gene Silva's also a Christian, but doesn't make sense there. But Bryce Mitchell is kind of retarded. He doesn't get his head
so stupid.
Nazi as well. But
he's a dodgy oak, but we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna say Mitchell by decision. What year?
Dodgy oak. Mitchell by decision. That's fucking crazy. Gene Silva by TKO.
Okay, there we go.
There
you have it. Okay, and Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull, welcoming the Bellator champ into the UFC. Yair Rodriguez, I mean, he loves a good fight. He loves a fun fight. He's definitely excited to watch this one. Pitbull, he's got some serious KO power, that boy, eh?
I've seen some of his highlight reels from this champ. He was featherweight champ though, eh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't come down or anything.
No, I think he's in the right class here.
But going to be interesting. Really difficult to tell with Oaks UFC debuts because you never really know because other organizations normally don't have the same skill level. So I think is a perfect nice test. So
he's also got the age advantage. 32 is Yair Rodriguez and Pitbull's 37. So he's getting up to unk age. But I mean,
especially for featherweight, that is quite old.
I love Yair. I think he's so fun to watch. He's such a sick fighter. Haven't seen enough of Pitbull to really back him in this one, to be honest. Besides for his highlights, obviously. But I like Yair in this one. I think maybe a decision win for him.
I see Pitbull by decision.
You think so?
I don't like Yair.
Don't you like him?
No, there's one clip where he starts crying in anger after a fight or something, and it just
didn't sit right with you.
No.
Okay, well,
and he lost to Brian Ortega after a 2-year layoff, and which was just ridiculous.
Okay, so there you got it. The two polar opposites. Yeah. You got Yair on this side and Pitbull on that side, but either way, I still think it's going to be a banging fight. So excited to watch that one. Our co-main, it is indeed Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett.
This one is tough to call.
Another close fight. Michael Chandler has one win in the UFC since joining.
And he's a favorite.
Yeah, it's time for his contract to go if he loses this fight, to be honest. Maybe he should just retire, even if he wins.
No, he's going to call out McGregor.
He'll get McGregor back in the octagon for a second season of Tough, and then maybe they'll fight. Your Paddy Pimblett, this is probably his toughest fight for sure.
This is definitely his best.
By far.
What's he coming off of? I know
Tony Ferguson, isn't it?
No,
it was Bobby Green.
A long time ago. Yeah, it was Bobby Green. It was King Green, I think.
Yeah, that was his last. Didn't he choke him out?
He choked him out.
I think that was his last win. And then Chandler's last fight was Oliveira, where he lost. Over under 4.5 back slams from Chandler. What do you guys reckon? Could be close.
To be fair, Paddy has only been fighting once a year recently now. He fought once 2023, Tony decision, once 2024, round 1 sub.
And now he goes for his first fight of this year.
Sure. Dude, I'm really entertained about this fight because I want to see if Scalzes can get knocked out or not.
I tell you what, bro, from Paddy's first fight, they were saying he keeps his chin high, and he finally comes up against someone who will just rush in and throw haymakers because Chandler's not afraid to get hit either. So I think Paddy might play it quite safe originally, back away a little bit, and maybe look for a takedown. I don't know, but Chandler's wrestling.
Round 1 of this fight is going to be flames.
I reckon Chandler comes in steaming straight away.
Chandler
always.
He will do that, and it will be interesting. I think, but that's where Paddy could get the takedown in that time. He's going crazy at him.
Originally, tough obviously to call. Originally, I was thinking maybe Paddy by decision, but I'm also thinking Chandler by KO TKO could also be a very real possibility.
I don't think Chandler gets if the Bronx didn't sub Chandler,
Paddy's not going to.
I don't think Paddy.
But I'm saying control time maybe.
Yeah, he could win by. But also, is this a 3-rounder or 5?
Yeah, 3-rounders.
3 could go to by decision, but also I don't know. Chandler's going to blitz him.
Chandler's going to go for it.
Especially because this could be his last. If he loses this, he's done. So, but
all to play for in the co-main event. Our main one, to crown the new featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Dream, believe, and make it happen. And he did just that. Now he's fighting for the title. We have watched this boy come up since his first fight, short notice, against Evlov. We have seen it all. And my goodness, he just might be my favorite fighter. He's unreal. Diego Lopes, and I think a new featherweight champ is heading our way this weekend.
It is always against the tide to go against Volk, because Volk is such a fan favourite, but I just think with us and our group of boys who have been watching the fights, we've watched every single Diego Lopes fight.
It's like one of the first fighters we've seen up and coming from the beginning.
And he's literally reached the title in whatever his
700 days or something. It was like
six UFC fights. Yeah. He's so active. He always gets finishes, unless it's Dan Ige on short notice.
And he's just a lekker oak as well. He's cool.
Yeah, he's fucking funny. He's got a sick haircut.
I'm going for Lopez by decision. I want him to win. I have to.
Also want Lopez to win. I do.
Just tough to go against Volk.
Sure, Volk by decision is just so there though.
Well, yeah, that wraps up UFC 314 preview. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great card. Certainly looking like the best one of the year so far.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not a disappointing card with disappointing fights, but I think there's too many exciting fighters for it to actually disappoint. I'm very keen. 5 a.m. Sunday morning. Let's go.
Bang. International June Fight Week, UFC 317, DDP versus Kamzat, KK Kara France versus Pantoja, co-main event. Write it down.
You heard it here first.